Storymaker here, and today we're doing our next chapter of my Batman timeline. Now enjoy the video. Chapter 19, Trouble on Ice Part 2. Now all of the security officers are frozen, and Mr. Freeze is about to blast Ferris. But a battering came and hit Mr. Freeze's ice gun. Batwoman, Batgirl as Stephanie, and Batman came in. Tim's hockey stick transformed to a staff by putting the bottom piece inside of the stick. Mr. Freeze aimed his freeze gun at Batman. Tim tried to get Freeze, but Mr. Freeze's goons came on the ice rink. "This has nothing to do with you, Batman," Mr. Freeze said, turning his ice gun towards Ferris. Tim went to the locker room to suit up, but the Gotham Bats team are in the locker room waiting until it's safe to go out and play hockey. Tim thought that if he could use his hockey team to fight the goons, it might be easier to stop Freeze. "Alright team, we need to stop those guys," Tim said, wanting the hockey team to fight. "Are you crazy?" said one of the hockey players. "Crazy? Yes, but this is our rink. Do you guys want to be heroes or not?" Tim said. Then the hockey players got up, deciding to help. Mr. Freeze is still on the ice using his ice gun, and he shot the Jumbotron, causing it to fall on Batman. Batman is alright, and he got up. The broken screen is on the ice. "Okay, soldiers, finish Batman. I believe my work here is done," Mr. Freeze said. Tim led the Gotham Bats players to the ice, and the players started attacking Mr. Freeze's goons with their sticks and their skates. "We lost him," Batman said, knowing that Freeze has left the hockey stadium. Most of the goons on the rink has been captured thanks to the help of the Gotham Bats. 1 hour later, Mr. Freeze went back to Star Labs, which is a gray and blue building. He was in the laboratory, which is full of lab equipment, like chemicals, test goggles, and more. Also in the lab, there was a cylinder tank filled with a special chemical that could heal a human body. Mr. Freeze's wife, Nora, a lady with blonde hair and blue eyes, was in the tank wearing a white dress, and she's wearing a mask to help her breathe fresh air. Meanwhile, Mr. Freeze went on the computer to find a cure or something that could save Nora. Nora was in deep hibernation after the freezing accident. Mr. Freeze is trying to find a way to save Nora. "Don't worry, Nora. I'll find a way to get you out," Mr. Freeze said, feeling heartbroken. Soon, Mr. Freeze found the cure, which is the Lazarus Pit. The Lazarus Pit is in the Ra's al Ghul's temple, and it was there for almost 100 years. Back in the Batcave, Tim, Ellen, Stephanie, and Bruce are wondering what happened to Mr. Freeze, and why is he trying to attack Ferris. Batman researched anything about Freeze until he found an old video from the security cameras located at Star Labs. The security camera video was in Star Labs 3 years ago. The video shows Ferris, Victor, and Nora having an argument. Victor Freeze is a scientist who is trying to freeze things so it would be valuable in the future. Then Ferris said to Victor that he might be valuable, and he left the room and locked the door, trapping Victor and Nora. And then the room started to freeze, and the video got clouded with Victor and Nora shouting help in the background. Then the video ended. "Ferris did that?" Tim said, "Now I know what Ferris did." "What should we do?" Owen said to Bruce. "Find his wife?" Stephanie said, thinking that whatever the wife might be, Mr. Freeze might be there too. "Where can we start searching?" Tim said, as he about to suit up. "Star Labs," said Bruce, turning off his back computer. Later, Ferris is at the hockey stadium with a crew of workers fixing the damages that Mr. Freeze caused. Ferris was on the bench getting treatment by the doctor because he got attacked. Onion, as Batwoman, came to talk to Ferris. Ferris, right? Said Batwoman. Oh, it's one of the Batman's friends. Thank you for dealing with those goons, Ferris said, thanking Batwoman. Why Freeze is trying to attack you? Batwoman said, trying to get answers out of Ferris. That guy with a glass ball? I don't know. He's just attacked me for some reason, Ferris said, explaining Batwoman what happened. Well, as it turns out, that guy is Victor Freeze. Have you ever heard of him? Batwoman said. That guy is not Victor. He died 3 years ago, and his wife, too. They froze to death, Ferris said, trying to play victim. How you know that they froze? Batwoman said. Well, I thought that I could test a human and use Victor and his wife as a joke, but it went wrong, said Ferris. You froze them, Batwoman said, taking Ferris to the penalty box. I could explain. I can get you free hockey tickets, Ferris said, feeling frightened. Batwoman locked Ferris in the penalty box, and she told the coaches what Ferris did. Make sure he stays in there until the police arrive, Batwoman said to the coach, about to leave. Batman, Robin, and Stephanie as Batgirl went inside Star Labs. The place looks abandoned, with no power, and there is ice on the ground. This place needs some love, Batgirl said as she's looking around. Mr. Freeze is in the lab trying to make a chemical that they use for the Lazarus pit. The Bat family went to the lab where Mr. Freeze is. Victor, Batman said. Mr. Freeze quickly grabbed his ice gun. Stay back, or you're going to be frozen in seconds, Mr. Freeze said. I'm not here to fight, Batman said, not fighting. Do you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to save Nora, the love of my life, and you don't know what I'm going through, Mr. Freeze said. I'm sorry about your life. It must be hard for you, Robin said, knowing how Mr. Freeze feels. Mr. Freeze put his gun on the table next to the computer. What do you want? Mr. Freeze said, wondering why the Bat family came. We are here to help, Batgirl said. I don't need help. I just need a cure that is difficult to make, Mr. Freeze said. I will help you find the cure, Robin said, as Freeze is going back on the computer. Now that's the end of this chapter. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next chapter.